the joy and the love come into my life today. And the second time you change it slightly. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. Try that. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. And then we go to the chorus. That's basically it, the whole chorus. I think you got it now. Let's give it a try. I wake up and the sun is shining, makes the world look bright, and all of the joy and the love come into my life today. Oh, that's your other part, sorry. Outside my window, birds are singing, singing with all their might, and all of the joy and the love come into my life today. You can stand up if you want to, by the way. Now we'll do the chorus. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. A spring of healing light is risen, risen within my soul. And all of the joy and the love come into my life today. I now am well, I now am healthy, I am healed and whole. And all of the joy and the love come into my life today. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. Invite it. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. Affirm it. All of the joy and the love come into my life today. Come into my life today. Come into my life today. Big ending. Come into my life today. All right. Good job. So I have another one for you. This is one. People keep asking me to bring this song back, so I'm going to bring it back today. It's one we used to do quite a bit, called Surely the Presence. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. And if you're lucky and you have one of these books in front of you in the pocket, or you might have it behind you, right? And it's likely to have this little sheet on the front page. And that is this song, Surely the Presence of the Lord is in this place. So, check it out. See if you can find that on your little book. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. In the midst of God's children, the Lord said He would be. It doesn't take very many. It can be just 2 or 3. And I feel that same sweet spirit that I've felt oft times before. Surely I can say I've been with my Lord. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. many of you remember that? Quite a few. All right.
Thank you, Kathy DeWitt. Ooh, sorry, that was a little loud there. Welcome, everyone. It's so good to see everybody, and it's always a pleasure to have your music in the sanctuary. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. It's my privilege to be here.
So yes, my name is Bonnie, and first off, I want to send a special welcome to everyone attending on Zoom. Zoomers out there, you are genuinely appreciated. And we're glad you're with us. And I also happen to know there are some new folks with us today. Would you like to raise your hand so that we can acknowledge your presence? Thank you. Yes, we have a welcome packet for you eventually coming your way. And we're thrilled that you're with us, actually, and roses from Reverend Ryan. So nice. Very, very nice. Very beautiful. Lovely. Thank you. So just a quick reminder, as we're getting covered with beautiful flowers here and there, to silence our cell phones. And Reverend Ryan will be speaking soon, as will Mr. Hank Lewis. They'll both be present with us very shortly. And now, if you are able and feel comfortable doing so, if you would stand so we can recite together our vision, mission, and core values. They'll be up on the screen and on the banners over here on the wall. So all together, vision, centered in divine love and wisdom, we joyfully create a world united in positive spirituality. And mission, through prayer, meditation, spiritual education, and service, we put God's love into action and core values. Spirit-led, love, generosity, gratitude, inclusivity. Oh, and there's some great I ams there. Yeah. Sorry, Sally, I was looking at the banners. Yes, we are those things. And so we've been enjoying learning about our chakra system these past few months. These are the energy centers located vertically across the body, as many of us know. And we're continuing to focus on the heart chakra, represented by the color green, hence this very flowy scarf I'm wearing. And instinctively, we know that this chakra is a beautiful energy center, one that emanates empathy and compassion. So it's a treat to consider it with Reverend Ryan and Mr. Hank today, because by extension, it inspires trust and faith when we tune into it. And in my experience, the heart chakra is really a larger container for what we just spoke of together, which also leads us quite smoothly into our anchoring thought given to us from the Buddha. And wouldn't it be great if Buddha was a guest speaker too? But I know you guys channel Buddha once in a while. So here we go. And you're welcome to say it with me if you'd like. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection.
Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? Feel free to have a seat. What's up? All day I've been saying, oh yeah, we're gonna have a small house, there's retreat, then there's summertime. But we're looking pretty full up in here, I gotta say. We are looking full. Hello, my name is Reverend Ryan. I have the benefit of being a recipient of Reverend Hank's message today. So today is extra special because I often talk about how we have deep roots here at Unity, deep roots. And so this year we are honoring our 50 years as a community, 50 years. And so Kathy DeWitt and Hank Lewis represent some of that deep history that these are the shoulders that I'm standing on. And so thank you so much for being here, y'all. We appreciate you. So this is our moment where we call our evocation. Can we say evocation?
Evocation.
So in a traditional spiritual space, you might say, come on, God, we are ready, right? And an example would be the song, Surely the Presence of the Lord is in this place. And so that's a way that we say, okay, God, we're ready. But in this space, we affirm that we are fully human and fully divine. And so when we say the Lord is in this place, we talking about right here, right now. Here it is. Yes, I'm here, right? So this morning we're gonna do, as we always do, simply a reminder of who we are. So when I hit the gong, I invite you to take a cleansing breath. So we hit the gong for the first time, acknowledging that there is only love. And that force goes by many names, one of which is God, divine love, law, principle. And so we hit the gong for the first time, honoring that there is only love. We hit the gong a second time, affirming that because there is only love, if that's all there is, then who are we? We are love. Do me a favor, look around the room and see how love expresses itself. And let's be clear that our brain is choosing to see this iteration of love. In other words, we can't see the oxygen molecules in the space, but that's all love. We can't see those rays of the sun, but that's love. So love is all there is. So we hit the gong a second time for the reminder that we are that which we call love. We are it. We hit the gong a third and final time, affirming that there is only love. And yes, we are the articulation, we are it of that love. But we also got bills, we got deadlines, we got the people who know how to get under our skin, we got the kids who can't listen. Sally, help me out, all right? Right? And so we hit the gong a third time, affirming that because there is only love, and we are the articulation of that love, we are to take that reminder into all we encounter. And so it is. So y'all know here at Unity, we love to party. And one way we party is we party birthdays. So Saradna, you got a birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, girl. 26.
Gio has a birthday.
The birthday twins? Gio's not here. She said, I'm going to get an early party. Beverly, what's what? Okay. Beverly said, I'm just scratching. I said, Beverly, you turned 26? Any other birthdays in the house? What? 23.
Right. 63.
What? Listen, we living right in here because every time I hear age, I'm like, no way. And we just had a birthday here. Do you want to tell us?
I just had a midlife crisis, my 80th birthday.
80 years. Brother, you looking good, okay? So, Rodney, you want to tell us?
I beat him by 8 years. I'm 88.
88. Yes. Listen, y'all, Saradna is a reminder to live right, okay? When you living right, you look that good. Yes, Saradna. Okay, any other birthdays? Listen, I'm a summer birthday, so I got to give some love to my summer babies up in here. Okay. Also, we affirm that we celebrate in other ways, right? We have milestones that happen in our lifetime. We have deadlines. We have things that we got done. And one example is Bonnie, for some time, has been on her heart developing a focus group for writers. And so it came into fruition. Bonnie said yes to that sacred offering. And it's a quick plug. When is it, Bonnie? Thursdays?
This Thursday at 10:30 to 12:30 in the boardroom.
Y'all like that plug, right? So this is an example of when we have something to celebrate. Something's been on our heart, and we say yes. So yes to that reading group. Okay, any other things, any milestones? All right, and finally, we know in our community, our body temple has a lot of different ways in which it heals itself. One of them is sometimes we got a little, little heart issue, right? Maybe we might be a little depression, a family member's not doing what we want them to do, right? And we also affirm that we have many of us in our community who are moving through a grieving journey. And so we just want to affirm an extra special love on those in our community. So do me a favor, y'all. I want you to rub your hands together like you're getting ready for a good meal. And in our evocation, we affirm that there is only love. So guess what we're going to be able to give each other? Love. So extend your arms to those around you. I want you to repeat after me. We see you.
We see you.
We know you for who you truly are.
We know you for who you truly are.
God in expression.
God in expression.
You are perfect.
Perfect.
You are loved.
You are loved.
And we wrap our arms around you
And we wrap our arms around you.
on your sacred walk. If somebody's close enough, just give them a quick little high five. Like, yes, yes, feel that love. Yes, feel that love. My brother, what's up? Let's feel that love. So y'all know, listen, that's what we do up in here. So we light this candle as a symbol of our unity. We call ourselves unity, and so we light this candle affirming our oneness. And so this is our celebration, this is our healing, this is our symbol. And we also light the green candle because for the next several weeks, we're honoring the heart chakra. Can we say heart? Heart. We got a lot of hearts in here. And we're going to talk about how important that heart is in terms of how we move through our life experiences.
So, speaking of heart, there's a lot of wonderful summertime fun on the Unity calendar. We have some good times and fun memories to be made coming up soon. On July 11th, who is returning but the Young Musicians Showcase. So you can come and support our local youth with their talent and musical inspiration and their really good energy. They were so wonderful last time they were here with their kindness and sweetness, and they were just great. The doors open at 7, again, that's on the 11th of July, and just a little old $5 cover charge. Also, for everyone in this room, we have the Young at Heart open mic and karaoke night, August 1st. What's not to love? Did you know that on karaoke, you can sing all kinds of different, the Great American Songbook is there if you want to sing a standard, or maybe you want to read a poem, or do a little comedy, or sing a spiritual song, or a rock and roll song. It's up to you, and it guarantees a fun time for all, and we hope you can come enjoy or participate. And I think that's it. We call it our summer series. There's a couple of other events on there. You can check the newsletter, which is emailed weekly by the wonderful, beautiful Star. Thank you, Star, for your great newsletter. And the anchoring thought is also on there if you ever need it. So now, Melinda Ua has a selected reading for us. Thank you, Melinda.
Good morning. I would invite you to maybe close your eyes during this reading. It'll be about a minute and a half. This is the song, an excerpt from the Song of Muhamudra by Tilopa, and he was a Buddhist monk. As was in the openness of universal space, shapes and colors are spontaneously forming, although space has no color or form. So with the expanse of awareness, realms, relations, and values are arising. Although awareness possesses no positive or negative characteristics. As the darkness of night, even were it to last 1,000 years, could not conceal the rising sun, so countless ages of conflict and suffering cannot conceal the innate radiance of the universal mind. Although philosophers explain the transparent openness of appearances as empty of permanent characteristics and completely indeterminable, the universal indeterminacy can itself never be determined. Although sages report the nature of awareness to be luminosity, the limitless radiance cannot be contained within any language or sacramental system. Although the very essence of the universal mind is to be void of either subjects or objects, it tenderly embraces all life within its womb. To realize this inexpressible truth, do not manipulate mind or body, but simply open into transparency with relaxed, natural grace, intellect at ease and silence, limbs at rest in stillness like hollow bamboos, neither breathing in nor breathing out. With the breath of habitual thinking, allow the mind to be at peace in brilliant wakefulness.
And now we'll have our opening prayer.
Join me as we pray together. Loving Spirit, we come into your presence. We come into our own presence, aligned, fully ready to receive messages today. We acknowledge and affirm that there's only one power and one presence in the universe and in our lives, and that is God, who is good, who is omnipotent, who is indeed love. And we know that that is our divine nature as well, to be love in this world. And we know that we can share that love with those around us, even those who are difficult to share love with, because we know that we are all divine. We are all a part of the perfect plan. We mix our energy, we mix our vibration with that of all others, seeking the very best for our world and seeking peace, knowing again that we are the love that can accomplish that. And so it is. Amen.
Here's a song some of you might know, and feel free to sing along with the parts you know. It's called I Love Myself the Way I Am. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful and capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. And I love you the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your fears, your rage and tears, I see your shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love the world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth that only love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. just the way you are. Thank you.
Appreciate that. If you know Louise Hay, then you know that that is her sponsoring song. You will hear that often if you're anywhere around her, any of her teachings. So thank you for sharing that, Kathy. So this week, my partner John and I went to a Broadway play, and we went to a play called Shucked. Any of you ever heard of it? Shucked. And it's about a place called Cobb County, and everybody there is dependent on corn to live, thus the name. It was written by the same person who wrote Tootsie, and it was funny. It was full of one-liners, over and over and over, just jokes for a while. It had a point, it had a message, but I really think it was originally designed just to be amusing. That was the point. So I decided that I would look for some things that I thought would be amusing for us this morning. And they all have to do with representing yourself and being yourself. The first one says, be a pineapple, stand tall, wear a crown, and be sweet on the inside. Another one said, this is just a reminder. Winnie the Pooh wore a crop top, no pants, and ate his favorite food. So you can love yourself too. It didn't say it, but I'm thinking, wear the pants. Let's just go with that part. It says, if you're searching for a person to change your life for the better, then take a look in the mirror. Hang on to that thought. We'll come back there. This is another favorite. Today me live in the moment, unless it's unpleasant. Then me will eat a cookie. From the wisdom of the Cookie Monster. A father said to his daughter, what's wrong, Judy? Some of you will relate to this one. Usually you talk on the phone for hours. This time you only talked for 30 minutes. How come? Judy replied, it was the wrong number. And then this one, a little more poignant. You are the greatest project you will ever work on. Restart, reset, refocus as many times as you need to. Never give up on making ourselves better. So this morning I want us to look at compassion, love, and primarily self-compassion. Taking that love that we have and being reflective of us, making it a part of who we are and treating ourselves as we would treat our best friend or someone that we genuinely care about. It's aligning ourselves with that Christ presence that's already within us so that we can practice self-compassion. Compassion means to suffer together with someone. It's responding with concern for the sufferings and the misfortunes of others. Wikipedia says compassion is a social feeling that motivates people to go out of their way to relieve the physical, mental, or emotional pains of others and themselves. So this shows us two angles, love for other people, but also that deep love for ourselves. There's a parable of the Good Samaritan in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10. And in the story, a traveler who's likely a Jew is attacked and robbed on the road between Jericho and Jerusalem. And he's stripped, he's beaten, he's left for dead. And initially, two people cross his path. The first was a priest who stepped over him or around him and went on about his business. The second was a Levite, also a religious figure, who didn't do anything to help. And then a Samaritan came along. That's probably the part of the story we remember. And the Samaritan, who was a group that the Jews really despised, decided to help the injured man. So he stops, he soothes the man's wounds with oil and with wine, and he places him on his donkey and takes him to an inn and pays for his care at that inn. And then he assured the people at the inn that he would come back and pay them anything extra that was needed to take care of this person. So in the scripture passages, in the Christian scripture, it was Jesus answering the question, who is my neighbor? And Jesus told this story. Your neighbor is anyone who's in a time of need. Your neighbor is people even when they're not in a time of need. Because we're called to love each other. And I think just as that was love there, we're also called to truly love ourselves. Love your neighbor as yourselves. Love your enemies as yourself. And I think a lot of us aren't really good at it. Maybe just me. I might be the only one who's not great at it. But I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts today on self-compassion and loving yourself. Self-compassion is acknowledging that we're going through a hard time and loving ourselves through that difficulty. Now, self-compassion is not self-pity. Self-pity is a very different thing. That involves our ego state, where we get so wrapped up in who we are and what we're doing and how things are going to turn out and all of that other stuff, where self-compassion allows us to step back from a situation and adopt a more balanced perspective, a perspective based on love for ourselves and love in general. When we're going down that road for just a second, it's also not self-indulgence. I don't know about you. Again, I'm just going to talk about me for a minute. But sometimes when I need to be self-compassionate, I become very self-indulgent. I decide I'm going to stay home from work today, and I'm going to watch TV all day and eat a quart of ice cream. And I'm just going to be calm, and everything's going to be great, except that as a diabetic, I should not be eating the ice cream. I should be up busy and doing stuff. Yet I'm choosing that self-indulgent road. No, we're called to be self-compassionate, which is, again, a more balanced approach. We want to be compassionate to ourselves, not just now in this moment, but in the long haul. We want to have compassion for ourselves and take care of ourselves and do right by ourselves. We want to make sure that we are happy in the long term. I think a lot of us are very hard on ourselves when we get to the point of wanting to change. When we get to the point that we think there's something about us that needs to be different. Instead of approaching it from self-compassion, we approach it from shaming ourselves to be better and to be different than who we are. But that doesn't work. That doesn't get us anywhere except to depress us and make things worse than they already were. We want to move forward in life. We likely probably did that because it's what we were taught. We have been taught how to be shameful of ourselves. But reality is, we did the best we could with what we knew at that time. And we need to release that, forgive ourselves, and move on to what is next, and that is self-compassion. Self-care is treating yourself like you would treat your best friend. So one part of self-care for me is not listening to all the junk that plays in my head all day. Again, maybe just me. But I have this tape that plays over and over and over with everything I ever did wrong. Everything I've ever said to myself that was bad, I just keep playing it when something's not going my way. There's just times in life when we feel weak and wrong and stupid and not good enough and incapable, unlovable, unworthy of love, unworthy of good. And we fault ourselves for being unworthy. And we keep on playing that tune in and over and over. And we think it if we don't say it out loud. We speak life against ourselves, where we need to be speaking life into ourselves. We need to be the wisdom that shapes our reality. The thoughts and the things that we say are going to shape it. So we need that wisdom to be a part of who we are. That's hard to do sometimes. About 8 months ago, I had a deadline to meet at work. For those of you who don't know, I work for the University of Central Florida. and I work in the line that goes up through the provost to the president. So I had some materials that were due, and I put them together and I sent them up to the president. And he sent me an email back that said, Hank, I think one of your numbers is wrong. So I immediately corrected it. He was right. I got the right number, put in that number. I told him I was sorry and apologized. And then I spent the next week beating myself up for making a mistake. Folks, it was a mistake. And I spent all of this time convincing myself that I had done this horrible thing. I asked all those why questions. Why didn't I let somebody else check the numbers? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? And then I started doing the what if questions. What if I had done this differently? What if I had done this? It wouldn't have gone there, and come back to me. And then I started shoulding on myself. I know some of you have done that before. I should have done this. I should have done that. I shouldn't have done this. And we just take it all in, and it became a part of who I was for a few weeks. And then I became painfully aware of what I was doing to myself. And it took me some time to get there. It took me some time to go back to that part of me that was into self-compassion, to stop blaming myself and judging myself, to stop worrying about what somebody else thought, especially when the person sent me the sweetest and nicest email back saying, no big deal. They had already let it go. I was the one who couldn't let it go. But in self-compassion, we need to let it go. We need to let go of those things that are bothering us, and we need to move forward. And one of my processes is to look myself in the mirror and say to myself, I trust you. I love you. I see your heart. I know you are whole. That's how I can get my mind back into the right space. Trusting myself, knowing that I am whole, knowing that everything that I can do for myself, I should be doing. I should be treating myself just like I would treat my best friend or someone else that I loved in a difficult time. I took a realization of my true self, knowing that the Christ presence in me is greater than any outer circumstances that are going on. Self-compassion. Everything I need to be compassionate with myself is already inside of me. I love myself just the way I am. Only took me 65 years to get to that point. I'm 66. I don't count the first two. Took me all of that time to get to the point of saying I can be compassionate with myself. Dr. Kristen Neff wrote a book called Self-Compassion. She says there's 3 important parts of the self-compassion process. The first is mindfulness. We're to pay careful attention to how we're feeling. Notice your feelings. Don't judge your feelings. Simply notice them. They're a part of you. Go ahead and feel them, but without the judgment. Get comfortable saying to yourself, I'm having a tough time today. And then you move into the next step, which is self-compassion. Hard on yourself. Be gentle and supportive of yourself. I may have shared with you before, one of my favorite songs is Karen Drucker's Be Gentle with Yourself. If you don't know the song, part of the lyrics are, I will be gentle with myself. I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will rock myself like a newborn baby child. I will love myself like a newborn baby child. And my favorite line in the whole song, I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I apply that a lot in my life. I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me, and here's the key words, feels safe to go. Treat yourself like you're your favorite person. Think about what you're saying to yourself and recognize her third part, which is shared humanity. We are, as Reverend Ryan said, all divine, and we are also human. So we're having a human experience as a spiritual being, and sometimes that means things aren't going to be perfect for us. We have bills. Yes, we do. And if you don't, I'll gladly share mine with you. We all have those. We all have ways and things that go on in our life that aren't the best for us. Yet we need to step into that is good for us. And we need to forget those setbacks and realize that every other human on earth has them. This is not something unique just for us. This is everybody. Through self-compassion, we can acknowledge that it is all true. And yet, we can be kind to ourselves. And we can be gentle with ourselves. One of my favorite quotes from Dr. Neff is, when we are safe and comforted, we're in the optimal mindset to do our best. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and care that you would a good friend, that you would someone facing difficulties in a situation or experiencing setbacks. It involves being mindful of your suffering, recognizing you're not alone in your struggles, and approaching yourself with gentleness. So how do we do that? Mindful practices is first. Pay attention to your breath. When you start to gasp or your breath starts coming really fast and you're not breathing like you normally do, there's probably something going on in your body or outside of it that's affecting your body. Take a deep breath. Calm yourself. See what it is you're feeling, and then move into a point of self-compassion. You can use guided meditations if those are helpful, but watch your body sensations. That will help you practice self-compassion. When things aren't going well, your body will be the first to tell you. I have a friend who had a heart issue this week, and she had listened to enough doctors and enough memes, she said on Facebook, to know what some of the symptoms were for women who are having heart failure. And she was smart enough to call and get help. So that now she's thriving and growing and learning. She did all the work she needed to do so that she could move into a state of healing for herself. We need to listen to our bodies and hear when they're talking to us. We need to reframe negative thoughts, speaking life into ourselves, challenging those self-critical statements and replace them with compassionate ones. I have another friend who says for every one negative thought they have, they try to give themselves 3 positive thoughts. That way you can flip the script, turn around, look at it differently. Tell yourself how important you are. See yourself as the gift of God that you are to this world. Know exactly who you are. Practice self-care. Nourish your body, nourish your mind. Take a warm bath, read a book. Whatever it is that works for you, spend time in nature. That's never been my thing. It was my mother's. But I find the older I get, the more I actually do enjoy doing things in my garden. Just being in the nature. Occasionally getting your hands dirty is good for you. So think about that. Be kind to yourself. And then seek support from others. You need a support group that's there for you. Maybe it's your church family. Maybe it's another small group. Maybe it's friends you've had for your entire life. You need to make sure that you have somebody that you can go to and seek support from when you're having a tough day. Because life can get very real sometimes. And when it does, we need to have those people to reach out to. The bottom line, give yourself the tenderness and care that you would give to others. And be gentle with yourself. I have homework for you. 42 years of teaching, I never get it out of my system. So here's your homework. This is from Martha Creek, if any of you know Martha. It's marthacreek.com. She's been doing a full year every day, 2 minutes on self-compassion. And it's very interesting to see the things she gives herself compassion for that I don't even think about. But here's one. Go home, stand in front of your mirror. That makes some of us nervous right away. Somebody even took a deep breath. Go home, stand in front of your mirror. Look at yourself with kindness as opposed to criticism. Do not look at yourself to see if your makeup is done correctly, if your hair is combed, if your clothes are perfect. Nobody cares. Look at yourself. Look into your own eyes. Not looking for flaws. Not looking to see if anything is wrong. But to validate yourself. You are worthy of being seen and loved. And we need to start that with ourselves. So look in that mirror and say to yourself, I see you. I love you. I honor you. I see you. I love you. I honor you. Try it for a whole week. And if you get tired of saying that, tell yourself something else. Say something good about yourself. Tell yourself something you like about yourself. Find things that build you up so that you can be compassionate with yourself. In Martha's newsletter, she said, there's nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are a human being doing the best you can with what you know in this moment. Think about that. Self-compassion. Terry St. Cloud said, and if, when it is all over, I'm asked what I did with my life, I want to be able to say, I offered love. Love for others, love for yourself. Go within, take care of yourself. You can't be last on your list of priorities and be the best that you can be every day. Create magic within yourself so that you can share that magic with the rest of the world. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. And so it is. I invite you now to just take a deep breath. Take one more deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. If you're comfortable, close your outer eyes. Allow your hands to be comfortable. Feet on the ground if that is comfortable for you. Just find a comfortable position. Know that you are love. You are important. You are seen, and you are heard. Know that you are kind, that you are good, that you are peace on this earth. You are love. Think of a time when you're with people that you love. Maybe it's the birth of a new child. Maybe it's a time in your life to spend time with your grandchildren or your nieces and nephews. You get to spend time with the little ones. Maybe it's spending time with your pet. Think about those times of joy. How do you feel during those times? That's how we're called to feel all the time. Self-compassion. Love for ourselves. I invite you now just to go into a moment of silence, remembering that you are love and you are peace. invite you now to come back into this space, knowing that you are love, knowing that you are peace, loving yourself fully. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Hank. That was great. I'm going to do a Daniel Namod song, and a lot of you know it. So once again, feel free to sing along. You know, I taught music to kids for a long time. I played in the hospital for 30 years for arts and medicine, so I really love getting people to sing along because I think it's really good for you to sing. So here we go. Thanks to Daniel Namod. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. Up to me to stand on that bridge. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Because love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. My decision right here and now.
Thank you so much, Hank. Hank said something that when he said it, my heart felt it. And so it was worth saying again. Thank you. If you can keep playing for us, Kathy, we're going to go and just say this to ourselves first. Hank said, "You are worthy to be seen and loved." And what's beautiful about that is it's actually two things that are happening. One, to be seen, and to be loved. So if we could take a moment, we just sang, love is my decision. So we're going to take this moment, honoring that gift that we just received. Can we love on ourselves for a second? Can we do that? Can we do that? We know how to hug somebody else. We know how to give a kind word to somebody else. We got a lot of caretakers in here. who have to rush out to go be with somebody to take care of. In this moment, in this divine moment, we affirm there is only divinity. And so we are going to give ourselves some divine love. In this moment, from that place within, tap into that place. And without words, affirm, I am worthy to be seen and loved. I am worthy of being seen and loved. And it is from this place of stillness, from this knowing, that we have a sacred yes and a sacred no. We set boundaries and we open our heart. We are worthy of being fully seen and fully loved. When you're ready, I want you to see how love expresses itself. I want you to see this room different. See each other different. See your loved one different. This is how love expresses itself. We are it. And we say yes. We say yes. Thank you, Hank. We're going to take this yes into our giving. So in unity, as all unities, we're operating by a law of giving and receiving. Many of us have the capacity of having a operable right and left sides. And so our community functions solely by the donations and gifts you give. And so we're going to take all that divine love that's still swirling, and it is already infused into your gift. How about that? How amazing is that? And we're going to take that gift and feed it forward. So, Unity of Gainesville, we give 10% of everything we give back out into the community. And so just know that your seed is circulating. And we affirm that it comes back in grace and perfect ways. So I want you to grab whatever offering you have, and we're going to place it over our heart chakra. And this is our energy center that expresses love and, most importantly, compassion. And so we're going to give a whole lot of compassion on this gift. Repeat after me. May this gift nourish the fertile soil we call Unity of Gainesville. We expect its full return in grace and perfect ways. And so it is.
Should we bring in the kids? They're waiting. Here come the kids. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Miss Gwen, what's happening? Hey, baby.
Happy almost 4th of July. Since it's on Friday, we talked about it today and what it means, Independence Day, and what all the symbols on our flag mean. And we all joined, got in a circle, and we all joined hands, a right hand to somebody else's right hand, and a left hand to somebody else's left hand. And they decided they were not free. And I said, how can you undo the knot they had made since they were not free? And they tried and tried and twisted, but they couldn't do it until I said, drop your right hand. And they all did it in unity. Drop your left hand. They all did it. And we found out what it was to be unified and to be free. And we're ready for the 4th of July.
Yes, thank you, Miss Gwen. Can we stand and bless our children? So we're blessing the children in front of us, our grandkids who aren't here, nieces and nephews and neighbors, and we're gonna rub our hands together and let's read together. Children, you are perfect just the way you are. The divine, magnificent outpicturing of Source. Everything you desire is yours because you and God are one.
We love you, we love you, we really, really love you.
All right, y'all, let's circle up. The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is. We are divine, and all is well. If we could look at the camera, we have loved ones who are unable to be here. We're going to just love them and see them as whole and perfect as they are, and we can't wait to wrap our arms around you. All right, y'all, have a good week.